Oh, that looks worse. Terry calls it the COVID, and I just really enjoy that. Very unironically. Whatever.
On that truck.
I
Freeze.
will do it just to spite you. You're going to let me know when we're live this time? Maybe I'll just do it on purpose.
All right. It says we're live. On Facebook anyway. But with the
And you should motion the other way. There you go. It's like the Brady Bunch. Hi, Jack. Hi, Rachel. Yeah. Um, and I'm Pastor Matt, and I'm really hoping that this is visible on Facebook because my feed is still showing the cover image. Can you guys see this on Facebook? Which is weird because it's on YouTube. I can see us on the YouTubes, but on the Facebooks, it's something else, meaning another part of this video, or oh, there it is. There we go. Okay. Hey, so we're working on the Facebooks, and the YouTubes, all of them. Well, at least our tube. Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, I think this kind of ties in with one of the topics that's come up several times during the sermon series, which is the Bible an encyclopedia or a rule book? Because oftentimes people will treat it as uh, an encyclopedia or a rule book, and sorry, the view is messed up. There we go. Okay, it wasn't going to work the way I thought it would. We treat the Bible as encyclopedia or as a rule book, and so we think, well, those lists of the spiritual gifts are the spiritual gifts that are available. And so we make a really big deal out of wisdom, knowledge, faith, healing, miracles, prophecy, discerning spirits, speaking in tongues, interpreting tongues. And I don't think that that's necessarily a fair way to interpret the Bible. Um, if it's not an encyclopedia, then we shouldn't assume, unless he says so, that Paul is planning on giving us the list of all the spiritual gifts. And I know a lot of times there will be like spiritual gift inventories that they'll turn the gifts of the Spirit into like a personality test. And then you must fit into one of these categories. And they will either then deny that there are other gifts, or they will twist those gifts to cover everything that you might be able to do. And I think the point of these lists is really just to say people have a lot of different gifts, and those gifts all come from the same God, and they all have a place in building up the church. Because we have such a tendency to decide certain gifts are more important than others and more valuable than others, and especially the gifts that put you in front of people or that make you look impressive. And the temptation for us as ministers is that we're called to exercise gifts that put us in front of people. And we can be tempted to think that our gifts are more important than the people who are gifted in hospitality, the people who are gifted in, doing meal trains or calling up people who are sick and taking really good care of other believers or taking good care of the grounds or all these other things that don't get you attention. And also, I think in the church, we will tend to look down on other types of spirituality and think they're not real Christians or they're not doing it right because they don't think the way I do or practice the way I do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and I think um, that's also a good example when you bring up art of how you can find spiritual gifts in the Bible outside of just looking for the list as some authoritative list, because art is one of the first gifts of the Spirit that's mentioned because it specifically says that God gifted the wisdom, the ability to the artists who made the art or the tabernacle and the furnishings. And that's one of the first times that you see the Spirit give a gift to someone, and it's art. So if we're really looking at the gifts of the Spirit throughout Scripture, you'll find those in the narrative too, which is a long ways away from Galatians or where is that list? Yeah, it's in Exodus that you're finding gifts of the Spirit. Cool. Done. Don't don't need to come back to it. It's done. Yeah, with him. Mhm. Mhm.
redemption for that person, but due to the nature of the situation, it's not possible for your personal relationship to be restored in this life. And so you need to leave the door open to forgiveness, but your relationship might not be redeemed depending on what sin has occurred. So it's really fraught with a lot of emotional and mental difficulty. And I think that's one of the reasons why Jesus says to bring other people in, because we need accountability for our behavior. We need support and we need love in this really difficult route when someone is sinning so grievously. What?
That was. Are you seeing anything on Facebook?
Sin has occurred.
Sorry, yes, I am. I didn't realize that.
It's really.
So it's entirely possible that the audio for you two didn't start working until just now, like right at the end of what you were saying. Let me check real quick. Nope, that's not the right place to check.
Well,
a fair way to interpret.
Yep. So we haven't had any audio from you guys pretty much the whole time. But we also haven't had any viewers. So we could just soldier on, or we could do a new broadcast, which would mean restarting.
Man, that was like so much to power through.
We were doing good.
We were doing good. And you're not recording this Zoom meeting?
No. And it's our last one. So I'm hesitant to go out on a... I am so sorry, guys. So Zoom, it was... When I muted it to stop it from playing your audio during the title card, it stayed muted even though I changed scenes. What do you say we restart?
We can do that. No, I'm not frustrated. I'm getting really sleepy.
Yeah. I apologize, everyone.
You need to drink the magic juice, Jack.
The magic juice. Okay. So for anyone who may see this, because I'm going to try and delete it when we're done, we're going to re-record. We're going to go live again, and it'll be awesome. Check that one out. Sorry. And if you're still here, why did you listen this long to just silence my conversation? Thank you for your dedication. We'll see you on the next live broadcast.